Reggie Miller, the Hall of Famer, on the call tonight at the Garden with Marv Albert. Game 5, Hawks and the Knicks at 7:30 Eastern. And could potentially be Marv's last game ever at Madison Square Garden with that wonderful career of his. We'll talk about that matchup coming up. But we welcome in Reg, and we start with the Lakers. Well, how would you sum up the position that they're in right now, Reg?
First of all, the Lakers treated that Game 5 like it was a preseason game, and that's sad. I'm disappointed that the Lakers, the reigning champs, I know they're down an all-star. I know they're down a top 10 player, but other than the first 5 to 7 minutes when they showed a little bit of life, they treated that like it was a preseason game. And obviously you just can't give playoff games away, and they absolutely just gave a game away. I give credit to Phoenix. They probably played their best game of the series, shooting the ball wise from everyone. But you just can't give games away. And look, they're facing a big hole. Can they come back and win this series? Absolutely. But they've got to take it. There's got to be a sense of urgency. I didn't see any sense of urgency whatsoever in the Lakers last night.
But how do they get to a point where they treat it like it's a preseason game? Like just this, hey, we're going to give you this win. We want to go back home and hopefully we get Anthony Davis. I mean, is that how they viewed this game?
I think that's exactly how they viewed it. We have reinforcements coming back, knock on wood. But people need to understand there's two things that are very difficult to play with in the game of basketball. A groin injury, very difficult because that's your lateral movement, and back injuries because, everything is done. Your back controls just about everything. And I'm sure it was a very difficult decision for AD not to play last night. But the Lakers played like, okay, we'll give you guys this game. Yeah. We'll get 80% AD back, win at home, and then we'll take our chances here in Game 7 where we won in this place in Game 2. They're putting all their eggs in one basket, assuming that they can win 2 games in a row, and they are messing with fire because Chris Paul is hungry. He wants to beat his good friend, LeBron James. Devin Booker, this is his first time in the playoffs, and he wants to show the world why he's one of the best shooting guards on the planet. And this young team is getting confidence along the way. And that's why you're messing with fire, because they've gained their confidence, which was kind of snatched from them early on with the Chris Paul injury. And the way Devin Booker, he hadn't played particularly great in this series, had a monster game 1 and played great last night. But they have confidence now, and they feel that they're the better team, even though they're the number 2 seed. They feel that they're the better team now. The Lakers are in real trouble.
What do you make of Charles Barkley's nickname for Anthony Davis?
Which I didn't hear what it was.
Seton, will you play it for Reg?
Anthony Davis, I told you, the Lakers can't win this series. Forget about the championship. They can't win this series without street clothes.
I'm not even.
Look, I will say this. It takes a lot not to play the game of basketball, especially in the playoffs. And I missed, I think in my career, and Seton, you can go back and look at this, I missed 4 playoff games. And I believe it was in 96. A week before the playoffs were to begin, Otis Thorpe broke my orbital fracture. I broke my bone he gave me a good fist to the eye going for a loose ball, and I was out. And in that first round matchup, it was us versus Atlanta. And I think I was 10 days out from the surgery, still seeing double vision, and I wanted to play. But there was no way. I just knew. But I keep telling people that. Me at 70, 80% is better than a lot of people at 100%. And again, I know groin injuries are very difficult to play through, but sometimes just your mere presence can uplift your teammates. And I mean, AD is right. And he said this after game 1 when he played terrible and had those 13 or 15 points. we're not going to win a game, let alone a series, if I continue to play like that. So, again, all the eggs are in one basket for the Lakers. They're hoping AD comes back at 80%, 70%, and they can win 2 games in a row. But I like the nickname Street Clothes. I probably would have went with Can't Get Right, but we'll find out.
How about Dated Davis? Anthony Dated Davis.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I know everyone wants to throw shots. Again, growing injuries are very difficult. If he could play, he could play. It's just, we've seen this from AD. I know he's a champion, but any little bump, he goes down. And you've got to learn how to play and manage with injuries. That's just a part of the game. Everyone at this point in time of the season, something's ailing on them.
Yeah.
So,
you have any problem with LeBron checking out with 5 minutes to go, going to the locker room?
no. Well, what, they were down 35.
Yeah.
What, they're going to make a miraculous comeback?
I know.
No.
But do you stay there with your team?
No. I mean, maybe something's ailing on him and he's going to go get ice on something. Look,
Yeah,
LeBron is the best shot for them to move on. So maybe something, that ankle probably got sore. Let me go put it in a bucket of ice, and let me shift all my focus into Game 6. I have no problem. There's no need for him to be out there and see that bloodbath. He lived it for about 30 minutes.
You know, when the baton is passed here, Reg, from LeBron to who? Like, who gets the baton?
People assume it's going to be AD, but they're the Lakers. I'm sure there'll be another superstar on the way in. It'll be AD because there's a pecking line, and he does have a championship.
No, the league,
maybe two.
The league, not the Lakers. The face of the league is who? After LeBron,
Luka. I would throw Luka's name out there. I mean, you would think it'd be Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I mean, he's to me the next best player, if not the best player. Joel Embiid has a great personality. I mean, you need guys that can push the league and find those viewers that are just casual viewers.
Well, LeBron's polarizing. Luka. Yeah, I don't know if anybody kind of fits into that category where you go, oh, I'm going to tune in because I want to watch him lose, or I'm going to tune in because I want to see him win or see greatness.
I mean, I would put Steph in there, but Steph is 32, 33, so he's on his, I'm talking about the 20-year-olds. Damian Lillard, what he did last night, I mean, he should be a household name, he is a household name for the hardcore basketball fans, but for casual fans playing in the Northwest, in Portland, not the casual fan, they may have heard of Damian Lillard, but they don't really know Damian Lillard because he hasn't really gone deep in the playoffs like Steph or LeBron.
What would you do if you're Damian Lillard? I mean, we're going to look back on your career and go, Hall of Famer, unbelievable nights.
Yep.
But is there really a bottom line exclamation point with Damian Lillard?
Stop it, Dan. Because that's me. You can't fault a guy for being loyal. We kill guys about championships. And then we kill guys when Kevin Durant leaves Oklahoma City and goes to Golden State. We kill them. And the small markets, they can't compete with the Chicagos, the New Yorks, the LAs, the Golden States. So when you get a chance to have an Anthony Davis in New Orleans, you just pray and hope that other teams in big markets don't come recruiting. So we can't look back at Lillard's career and say, oh, I wish he would have played in a bigger market. There's nothing wrong with being loyal. And, people are going to say, well, you never won a championship, right? Yeah, I didn't. But sometimes the whole point of it's in the struggle. And that's what Lillard is in right now. He's in the struggle of trying to make a small market team relevant and successful.
Yeah, but I feel bad for him. It's not that I'm going to go.
Okay, well, then frame it that way. Don't frame it as in, oh, we're going to look back and your career meant nothing. It did.
No, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying we're going to look back and say, it's like Mike Trout. We're going to look back on Mike Trout or Dan Marino, and we're going to go, gosh, did they surround him with the right people? That's the point I'm making with Damian Lillard. I'm not saying he should say, get me out of here, but, like, what can he do? What's his franchise do now? It just feels like there's a glass ceiling.
Well, you hope the franchise and the leadership of the franchise says, look, we got to get some guys around him. Look, he is surrounded by some pretty good players, but he's had some bad luck as well. Nurkic missed a ton of games this year. McCollum missed a ton of games this year. Should they have been a 6 seed? Probably not. They should have been a top 4 seed if those two guys play 80% of their games. But they didn't. Zach Collins missed all year. I mean, that's a 7-footer that can, help things, help them out. But look, he's doing everything he possibly can do. And I applaud that for a small market.
We're talking to Reggie Miller, the Hall of Famer. Reg's on the call tonight. The Knicks and the Hawks. This is must-see TV.
Yes.
Well, any game you do is must-see TV, of course.
Oh, thank you.
But how do you think the Knicks fans treat Trae Young when he walks in?
Ooh, well, if games 1 or 2 were any indications, you saw kind of the vitriol that was being thrown at Trae. Look, he's become the new poster boy here, and I think he has relished and accepted. But I will say this. There's certain guys that are built for it, and I think he wants the moment. He understands if they have a chance to move on here. But it is going to be a very, very intense game because the Knicks have not played great. They have not shot the ball particularly great. Their best player, we talk about this, you and I all the time talk about playoff basketball, how things get taken away. Julius Randle has been exposed a little bit in this game. Great regular season, most improved player, which he won. But come playoff time, when teams get a chance to scout you, they watch videotape of you, they always take away your 3 best plays. Well, what do you have left in your bag? And right now we're seeing that there's not a lot of left in the bag. So he has to play better. RJ Barrett has to play better. You can't have, and God bless him, because to this day he's my favorite player, and I've said this when he was at the height of his power, when he went through the depths of all his injuries. Derrick Rose cannot be your best player in these playoffs, which he has been for the Knicks.
Yeah.
He just can't beat your best player. And Barrett, Randall, that youth, they've got to show up, which I think they will. I think they win tonight here, and they force the Game 6.
You were on the call with the Russell Westbrook situation with the Wizards and 76ers. And, of course, I don't know if in your mind, in the moment, you're thinking about the Malice and the Palace because you were knee-deep in that as well and had a front-row seat to that. But is it fans or fan that we have to be concerned about here?
Well, isn't that almost one and the same?
Well, it could be one person. Like, I don't know the building. I don't know if there's certain buildings where you go, it's just, that's a bad situation to go into. Or you have some idiot who wants to run on the floor and tap the backboard. Like,
I will say, but here's the thing. That idiot did not come to that game alone. That idiot had to have discussions with whoever he came to that game with. He didn't just get up in the middle of the game and said, look around and just run out there. He had to have discussions.
Yep.
That he was going to do this. I just think it's unfortunate now that we've finally gotten the energy back in the buildings by letting fans back in, that we've had these incidents occur. And I'm just telling you, if roles were reversed, if Kyrie had run up into the stands and punched that guy wearing the Kevin Garnett jersey, I mean, all hell would be breaking loose on networks like this, on shows and podcasts like this. The league has to do a better job. What is banning a fan from an arena? I don't understand what that entails. You can't tell me that fan can't get a ticket from a secondary person and show up in that building. How are you ever going to know if he's in that building or not? Banned from it. What does that mean? No, you got to go after their wallets. Name these guys, put their faces everywhere like you would do the players, find out where they work. You have to go after their wallets, prosecute them, That's how you make it hurt. Banning them from an arena, what does that do? What does that mean? If I'm banned from an arena and you and I want to go see the Knicks play, I say, hey, Dan, just go buy the tickets and I'll go with you. I'll put a hat on. I'll put a face. How are they ever going to know other than I'm 6'7"?
Well, the Trae Young situation where somebody would spit on you.
That in today's age of COVID, right? And I know we're on our way out of this thing, but to actually spit, what are you thinking of? That is disgusting. Seriously.
I mean, it's sad. And I'm asking a 22-year-old to be the bigger man here, and Trae wasn't going to press charges, but it's just sad.
Has he ever been named? Do we know who that person is? Did they ever show him? See, that's the point. If Trae Young would have turned around and knocked that dude out, it would be on a loop.
I know.
That would be on a loop.
I don't know how you guys, and the NBA is different than any other sport because those fans can actually touch you.
Yes.
Like when you're out of bounds, throwing the ball in bounds, I can reach out and touch you.
Yes.
They can say things. They can throw things. You hear everything there. I don't know.
And I will also say this, fans, and I hope this happens. I think we're better than this. They need to start policing each other too. Yeah. Fans need to start policing one another. No, you can't say that. Cut that out. Or Usher, come get this guy. He is saying and doing things that are inappropriate. They need to start policing themselves.
Are you going to walk around New York? Are you okay with walking around New York?
I'm thinking about going out to get in a late breakfast here. I'm staying somewhere. You guys know this area well. Is it called the Hudson Yards? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're staying down by the Hudson Yards. Nice area. So I think I can go out. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and go out for a late lunch. Okay? The good thing about it is everyone has to wear face coverings now. So they won't know who I am until after I pass them. So I'm kind of good.
Why don't you wear your Pacer warm-ups and just walk out? Do a Funny or Die where you just walk around and just like people's reaction. Go to a local court.
Okay.
That'd be pretty funny.
I think I did see a basketball court somewhere around here and guys playing. I might just go show up, see if anyone wants to play any horse or one-on-one.
But do you think it'll be like Barkley in that commercial for Capital One where he's not sure if he's going to be the first draft pick with those little kids? Like, what happens if you go out there and then you're not the first pick?
I would be devastated. I'd be like, don't you know my resume? Don't you know who I am? I'm the Nick Killer.
Yeah, there is.
It's me.
Do you
Remember me? I was on your wall when you were a kid.
Do you get booed in the garden? Will you get booed tonight?
Oh, they're going to kill me. They are going to kill me, and I'm going to love it. I am going to actually love it. But look, I'm more excited to be working alongside the guy. That's why I'm doing this game. This is all about Marv. I could care less about what the fans are going to say to me. I want him to have, potentially, this could be his last game in the Garden.
Yeah.
I want him to have a great send-off because this has been the greatest play-by-play man this game has ever seen. He worked for the Knicks. I think he deserves a great send-off, and that's why they have sent in the heavy guns to do this game, so I'm excited about it.
27 years ago yesterday, you know what you did against the Knicks?
I hope we won a game.
You had 25 in the fourth quarter.
That was that game.
That was the choke sign. That was the Spike Lee choke sign.
That's where it all started.
39 points, no turnovers.
Because I wasn't going to pass the ball to anyone. That's why there was no turnovers. Who do you want me to pass it to? LaSalle Thompson?
No.
Sam Mitchell?
No.
Who am I going to pass the ball to?
God, come to think of it, you didn't have any shooters on that. You were the only shooter.
I was the only, yes. But we had a squad, though. My Davis boys, Rick Smits. We were ready. It was a magical time because we had two cities that didn't really like one another, that hated one another.
Yeah.
Two coaches that didn't get along, and Pat Riley and Larry Brown. They didn't get along. And it kind of filtered down to the players. Love John Starks now, but couldn't stand him. Charles Oakley was a great friend of mine, but couldn't stand him during those series. So,
do you remember you threw the ball at the end of the game, threw it down, spiked it, and it goes into the stands.
Damn, I wish I had held on to that ball.
Paulie, see if you can find that basketball for Reggie.
Okay.
Someone has that basketball. It's on eBay somewhere.
Reg is on the call tonight. That'll be 7:30 Eastern on TNT. It's the Knicks and the Hawks. Reg, great appearance. Have fun tonight. We'll be watching. Thanks for joining us.